This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so what we have done, let us see that. Asha, Asha. So we have done that FVMP. What we understood, let us revise once again. And we had created this actually HP27. So here we had understood, so there are some configurations we have to do. So one is first the basic configuration of general data, then the running levels, charges, minimum amount, then the text. So we had done till the minimum amount yesterday. So what is this in the general data? So there is a turning intervals in day and number of turning levels, then the minimum arrears, that one line item. These things we have done. So here we have to understand what is turning intervals in day. So for how many days the running program should run? We understood what is running program. Running program is a program which which system generates the open item. It will find out the open items which are overdue. Overdue means when we open up any customer. So which are the overdue items? That means it has to get paid on 20th only on any particular day. So it has to be get paid, but it has not paid. So we have to send if he is when this customer is not responding, is not paying on time. So we have to send in reminder. So here this dunning program, which we use it to generate the letters, which we use it to generate the letters of reminder. That's what. So with that, so we have done this configuration. So what is running in intervals? Running intervals in days. In days means what? So how many days the program should run? Each 10 days it has to run program. And for one if open invoice, so that means one pending invoice is there. So how many times the remainder should send? That is minimum number of turning levels. How many times? Then the how many times? Four times I can send. Up to maximum nine times we can send. And the minimum days in arrears. What is this minimum days in arrears? The meaning of it. So the at least the invoice should consider for the reminder letter. It should be at least 2 days older from the document date. At least it should be 2 days later from the document date. 2 days minimum later. And the line item grace period means once it is become overdue. Once it's become due or overdue, you can say due. Say for example here, this is due today. It's not overdue, it's due today. And this is not due, and this is overdue, red color. So if it is come to due, right, at least system should fire, like wait for one more day or two more, whatever the days we give. See, for example, your last day of the credit card bill today. If they send a reminder, you have to pay credit card bill today, like you may get irritated. At least we'll give one more day. That is, this is grace period for payment. So once these conditions reaches for the standard transactions, that means these invoices standard transactions, we can generate a letter. So what generators? So done, let us go for the dunning levels. Dunning levels means here 1, 11, 20. So each first day, 11 days, 21 days, 31. Like this, it's each 10 days, it's keep generating letters. And always done means, if you select always done means, it's going to be every time it checks, okay, overdue, and it will check always done for the letters. That means overdue it. Then the charges, if you want to do any charges means like for sending letters, if you want to add some charges, you can add here. So like I added here for first time to send a letter, 100 rupees, second time 200 rupees, third time 300, for 400, fourth time 1000 rupees. Like I can add, even I can add the percentage on the amount. Like if it is a 10,000, if I add to 2%, it will add 200 rupees like that. Or also you can do with the from amount means from running amount. Like for 10 each 10,000 rupees, 100 rupees, each 10,000 rupees, spend like a 200 rupees. Like this we can make it. But I have given a simple thing here. And the finally the minimum amount. Minimum amount means why we require to send a letter, at least there should be some minimum amount criteria. 100, we at least we should have 100,000 rupees spending, then we can send a letter. So once this is done, what we have done, we have went back, we have to go back and save this. We have to go back and save this. After that, again double click on this. Go to Dunning text. Go to Dunning text. Enter the company code, your company code, and it is for customer and it's a standard. Legal means what? After 4 levels of Dunning, you can send a legal letter. Now I'm sending standard reminder. So whenever I come here, sorry, I should enter the company code. I have taken a wrong company code. It's BI for 21. I go to text here. Company code is B-21. Go here. And whenever you enter this, you find this new company code. You have to add your company code now. So my company code is B-21. That's there. And you should change the reference to 0001. That means the text we can copy from 0001. Text means the letter, whatever we are going to send. And save this. See here we have given the 0001 reference, so that's the reason I have given there also in the text. You have to come back again and then you have to click on this Dunning text and enter the company code and you get this. Okay, see that means I had to copy the reference, this object. What is this program? So what letter, like the letter we generate, right? The letter format, it's a standard one. Standard forms are there already. F1, F150 underscore DUNN underscore 01 for first, second, third, fourth. We can generate like this. You can edit this. You can select and edit. Or else you can click on this form. Okay, no issues. It's selected right already. So what you can do, you can go back and again click on text and enter. Now you'll find this. Yeah. So once this is done, the configuration is completed. Once this is done, the configuration is completed. But what you have to do now, my suggestion, you can change the reference here to your company code only because it won't print properly. Instead of 001, 0001, you can enter BI-21 only. Then save it first. When you're doing first time only, you can enter BI-21 instead of 0001. Then click on text, enter the company code. Now you find like this. Now you find like this. But what you should do here, you have to change this reference company code also. Go back again. Text. because we cannot edit here. For this, what we should do now? So because I had given this reference here, I have to delete that. If I want to delete this I want to change. Sorry, this reference company I want to change, which I have. Okay, what I do, I'll do it from the beginning. I delete this all, delete it, and go back. Then come back again FBMP. Go to new procedure. Enter all the details like again what we have done yesterday. Running procedure for HPMP I-21. This is 10 days and 4 days, 2 days, 1 day standard. And here give PI-21 only. And next dunning level, that is you have to enter 11, 21, 31 and always done. Then dunning charges, INR, you can enter for level 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this is 100 rupees. 1,400. Same configuration I'm repeating only because of the reference company code I need to change. Then finally minimum amount for enter this the first stage and go back and save this transaction. After doing this, double click again and go to dunning text. Here enter your company code. Remember, now I have given BI-21 here. That's the only change which I'm doing from last. Here you get this option. So whenever you get this option, so I don't get option here to change. I want to change this reference. So I got this company code is I should get like this new entries. Okay, that's what I'm trying. AF and VF, 0001. Okay. See, we have to get like this. You have to get like this. So let me try this. Okay. So if it's not working, I show it in a different company code. But what you have to do now? So I did one step, right. I created a new company code, and when I enter this running text, after entering this, I got something like new company code, and I referred reference company code I had given 0001. Don't give that. Okay, you give the B-21 only, so that you'll get a new entries here. That new entries, you can add up these object. You can add up this object manually and select the SAP script for. Okay, that's the reason I'm trying for that. But right now, so how it looks, I'd show you. So just yesterday I had done one thing, the HP27. See, it looks like this. See, HP27, 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 HP27. I did not use here, but by mistake I have to use the 0001, so that it is not allowing me to change here. This I can change it actually. See here, I'll get new entries like that. I can change it. So you have to select like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 SAP script. But here it's not allowing because I have taken the reference of other company code. So where you have to do, when you click the new entries at the time of dunning text. So when you go back and come back in dunning text, then you enter new company code, and you enter your company code, reference company code it will ask. Then you also give the your company code only. Don't give the 0001. That's the problem I'm facing here. So now I'll try, so it may work. Okay, if it's not, I'll show the output here in this company code, so that you'll get an idea. You can do the same thing. Hope you're getting right, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Now, after doing this procedure, what you should do, you have to go back, go to BP. That means we are referring this customer. That means this 400006. This customer has open item. So we have to tell which end customer is comes under dunning scanner. So go to BP and go to customers. In the company code sector FLCU00. Here, go to edit mode, and here under the correspondence, we are going to assign the dunning procedure what we created. That means, so whichever the customers which we assigned for dunning, when we do the dunning, so its system is going to scan this vendor, whether any, sorry, this customer, whether any outstanding amount overdue invoices are there. According to that generates the letter. So some customers may not require to do come under dunning procedure. We don't need to remind it because maybe a prestigious premium customer. Then we don't need to assign, so that they cannot come under this scanner of dunning. Save this. Once this is done, finally let us run the dunning for this customer. There are two line items which we have to send a letter. So go to F150. The T code is F150. It is exactly like APP what we have done, automatic payment program. Enter the today's date and the running date. That is a combination of, as I in APP we know, it's a combination of identity and this one, identity and the identification and the date. You can enter today's date and again the parameters, just like APP what we have done the same way. Enter the documents posted up to 25/8 and documents posted up to 25, and document dunning date is 25/8, and the company code is B-21, and the customer code, we have one customer 400006. This is the customer I'm trying. You can give whatever the customer, or else you can give blank. It will check all the customers whichever is assigned with running procedure. Save it. Go to status. Now under this dunning notice, just click on this dunning notice. Ask the system. Give the output device means LP01. It's a printer, standard printer. You can give the company code here. Ask the system. Okay, I want dunning letter for the customer 400006 on this date. Give me a print preview and sample printout. You have to fill up the data, company, customer, and the date is already there. Enter the print preview. That means you want to see the preview of that and click on sample printout. You see that it's working. So what's happening? Sample printout. Hitesh suppliers. Our account, your account with us is 4006. So the postings are considered up to the date of 25/80/2024 and come down. Dear sir, this is the standard form. What's the standard form? Where we assign this form, right? This is the form standard form. So these forms are going to be changed in real time according to the requirement, how it has to be printed. We take the requirement from client according to that the ABAP, the developer develops the program. Then we can assign that program here. According to that, the letter is going to be generated. Right now we use the standard letter. So dear sir and madam, this is the invoice listed below or the due for the payment. If you have paid in the amounts due in the intervening the period, please discard this, disregard this letter. So what are the amount? There are only two amounts are let me show that again. See, it's showing below 100 rupees is charges and total due is 5,000. Other than this, total balance due is 9,000. Where is this 9,000 is there? Total invoices pending. Even it's not overdue. Total 9,000 is due. So like this, it generates the letter. This is we call dunning. Actually, this is old method and it can be emailed also. How we can email? We can merge the email. The basis consultant will merge the email of the BP customer. In BP, we have an option of like enter the email ID. We have option here email ID. So we can develop a program where system generates this letter and so we, take the email and send an email to customer saying that this is the due. Automatically we can do that. So that is with the help of basis consultant. Basis consultants are network engineers. They're going to handle the servers, networking and connectivity of these things. So that's a technical, and we have to work with them and telling that we generate this letter, email is there, and the program has to be developed like this. It has to take this letter and find this email according to the ID, BP ID, and it has to send the letters to them email like that. So got it? This is done. So this is a little bit old system. Still, many people are using, but now everybody likes okay that has to be updated in WhatsApp or email like SMS they want to send. If you want to send WhatsApp or something, third-party services need to be added. Third party means some third-party software company has to interface with this SAP. They'll take the data from SAP and they'll send the SMS to them. According to that, it works. Got it? Is it clear? Any questions? Arshita, Nagalakshmi, Deepa.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now we'll move to the next topic, that is vendor advance. What is a vendor advance? What is advance amount? Yes. We pay advances to vendor. So what is that actually? What's the meaning of vendor advance? Yes, nobody knows. See, when you go to some purchase some product, right? They ask you have to pay advance, you have to book advance. Like say for example, mobile phone, something which is in demand. They will ask you some advance. So, madam, you have to give some advance. Then we'll keep it for like it will be ready on some time like that. So, what do you say for that? Don't you have any idea on that, Harshita, Nagalakshmi, Deepa?
Yes, sir. We have to pay some advance amount before taking the product. It's like booking.
Yes, nobody is talking about if I talk about a vendor advance. Nobody knows that. What is advance? Nagalakshmi, don't you have any idea? What is advance? Harshita? Harshita, you there?
So before taking the goods from the supplier, we have to pay some advance.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Nobody is opening until I open. Got to be interactive, right? Hmm? Because see, I want to know what level idea you have. Then only I can go where to. I'll come to where I have to start. That's what. See, generally what we do, we book the expenses, debit to vendor, credit. So maybe say for example 1,000 rupees. Then we make a payment to vendor, credit, debit. Then bank credit. So this is what normally. So we take some service or product from vendor and book a liability. That is an invoice will be raised. So that will become open item. And in F-53, we make a payment. This is what we do it in FB60 and in F-53. This is a normal entry. Sometimes some vendor, what they will tell, okay, uh, they tell, okay, you have to pay payment. Okay, first you have to pay 50% advance, 100% advance of the product which you are looking for. Then we'll send the product. What does it mean? Then if he is a person is asking some vendors will be there, they'll ask like this 100% advance or like 50% advance like that. If a person is asking for advance first, actually first entry is going to be append payment entry. Then he will send the invoice. See, when we are booking any entry, we know that we already noticed. So this is going to be reconciled with creditors account. You know, right? It will update credit RCL. Like if you credit vendor, it will get credit RCL will get credit. If you debit vendor, the credits it's going to debit the credit. So it will match up automatically the reconciliations here. That you know already. We discussed about it. Whatever the pending invoices or whatever the entries which we do to the credit vendors, it's going to be automatically updated to the credit RGLs because we update that credit RGL in sorry debt RGL like credit RGL in BP. That we are already aware of it at the time of APAR. I showed it. AP also I showed it if you remember. Here we enter the reconciliations here. According to that, system is automatically matches. You are aware of this concept, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, if I do the payment again, what's going to happen? It's going to update to the credit RCL only. Yes, of course, because if I use the payment first, it's going to be up to the credit RCL only. So, but when we are making a payment, credit RCL means what? We are due to vendor, but we are not due to vendor here. Is our money is going to be given to him until he sends the money to stocks to us. It's going to be it's our money with him. It has to be treated as advance. The amount which we pay first, it has to be treated as advance. Then this creditors GL should not update. It has to transfer this value to advance GL actually. Vendor advance GL. How it's going to be happen? So for this, what we do, if you are making a payment before receiving the goods or as advance, so it's not online payment is online is not going to be online is also a confirmation of the product he has to send. You are already sent. It's not advance payment. But sometimes pay like advances we make payment we book the product. After that he'll confirm he'll give the product later. It's online is a it's just like an purchase directly cash and carry only. Okay, online we don't treat it as an advance, but we treat this some like sometimes we receive the value like we ask for some product. He says that okay, you have to give the advance. So then I'll produce it, then I'll give it, or else then I'll bring it, then I'll give it like that. So we will book that. That's what the advance payment. Now we are doing this. So when you are doing this, I don't want the creditors here to be updated because it's the money is not I'm paying against invoice which he said I'm paying first. So it should be in advance GL for me. What should I do for that? Let me create an advance GL. So generally advance GL is a asset GL. Asset GL means why? Because our money is with I have a cash. Just remember, I have 1,000 rupees cash or 10,000 rupees cash. Out of that 1,000 rupees, I am paying as an advance. What does it mean? So then I should my cash is reducing, but I have not received the stock. That is in the advance deal, just like a data's value. It's going to be advance. Okay, I have paid this money, this much amount to the vendors, like that. So what should we do? First, let us create the GL account here. The GL account, it will come generally under other current assets. Let me go to FS00. Other current assets, there is nothing is there because I have not created GST in this system. I'm going to recreate this 24 advanced GL 24240020. I'll create. I can create whatever the number I want. So here I'm going to create this. It's balance sheet account and it is other current assets vendor advance GL. Go for control data, and here as usual sort key, but this should be a recon account for vendor. Just like a credit or GL, we'll do it, right? Just like a vendor advance GL. Recon account and go to create bank interest. As it's a recon account we selected, it should be G067. Save it. So what is the purpose here? See, whenever I'm making a payment as an advance, I should have an identity. I should have identity. Okay, this payment is not an advance. Sorry, it's a payment not against the invoice. It is a payment of advance. Then for identifying advances, advances identified as special GL transaction. Special GL transactions. If you want to identify special GL identified, then we have special GL indicators. What does it mean? At the time of payment, if I select this special GL indicator for the payment, so the system will come to know it is not a regular payment against invoice. It's a payment which we are making advance. So what does it mean? So these advances are identified as special GL transactions. That is identified with indicators. That means when you are making a payment to the vendors, if you use a special GL indicator, then system comes to know that okay, this entry is not a normal payment against invoice; it's a payment against as an advance. So then automatically instead of this GL, it will switch to this GL. The way value will go and sit in this GL. Now you see that I open up one vendor. BL 1N. I have one vendor open is 5,000 rupees pending is there. 5,001 rupee. If I open credit RGL here, FPL 3N, domestic creditors, and it will always match. That we know already. It will always match. Now the question comes: if I post an advance, so I don't want the system should update to creditors because it has to go to advance GL. So that I use this special GL indicator. So if I use this special indicator, it will not post to creditor GL. It will post to vendor GL, or vendor advance GL. How? We have a configuration for that. So OBYR special or else vendor advance GL advanced GL configuration. What we do here, go to OBYC, sorry, OBYR. So here there are different types of indicators are there. See A for current assets like our stocks or something. There is something intangible assets advance. We call down payments in SAP. So advances are called down payment. Down payment on current assets, or down payment on intangible, and down payment on tangibles like this. As we can have different advances. So if you want to have a separate track, say for example, how much I have an advances on stocks, I can use this V. How much I have an advances on current assets, I can use A. How much advances I have on intangible assets, I can use I like this. What does it mean? You can have separate indicators for separate types of advances for the accounting purpose. Here I'm going to activate this A and double click on this and enter the chart of account, and I'm going to assign the GL. So there's a recon account and special GL account is there. We know the recon account is already, we know that is 150000. You can enter that. And here you have to select that advanced GL. What is the meaning of this configuration? See, if in case of payment to the vendors, if I use this indicator A, then the value of that value I should not go to recon account, it should go to advance account. The system should treat that entry as an advance, not as an payment against regular invoice. That's the meaning of this. And save this transaction. Done. Now, if you want to make an advance payment, we should go to F-48. The payment of advances, vendor advances, we can do in F-48. Okay. So let me go to F-48. Enter the date, today's date, and the narration. Like vendor advance. And the vendor account, which vendor account you are paying. See here, we don't have the open item or something. We have directly the indicator A. So the special GL indicator. That means system is going to ask you what type of advance it is. It's a down payment of current assets, where we have done this, activated for our company A. I selected that A here for this vendor, so that when I'm making a payment from my bank to this vendor of let me take 1000 rupees, and simulate. So what's happening here? The same KZ entry. It's making a payment to the vendor, but it's adding a here after the posting key. What does it mean? It's a special GL transaction. What's going to happen? I show you now. Save this. I made one advance. I'm going to make one more advance to the same vendor. Let me do let me do 2000 rupees and save. So two entries I made here. But if you come here to the vendor, and already 5001 is there, and if you see this here also 5001 is there. If I refresh this ledger, there is no changes, and if I refresh this ledger, there is no changes, even though I posted this entry, because it's not connecting to the creditors account. But here in the ledgers, sorry, in this vendor ledger, you have to select this special GL transaction. That means any advances, open items, any open advances. We have paid 2000 and 1000. If I select only special GL transaction, and if I remove this normal means normally invoices we posted open items, and execute this, see here we have the 2000 and 3000. And these entries are identified with a special GL indicator. Whenever you have this indicator, that means it's a special entry, that is advanced entries like this. We have now 3000 rupees pending, and it's not updated in creditors. But if you pick up this vendor advance GL and execute, see that's going to be match up here, because the values whichever we paid with a special deal indicator will post to vendor advance, because this is not a due from us, it's a due which we paid in advance for the materials which you are going to take it in future. So got it, the how it's going to be converted. That is the configuration which we have done here. So if I use any payment entry, if I use a special deal indicator at the time of that one, system should switch from this account to this account. That's what we said the system. Got it? Is it clear? Deepa, Nagalakshmi, Harshita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now how you can clear this? So when you have the advance, if you receive the goods, you have to book normal entry, that is FP50. Sorry, FP60. You can book normal entry. Let me book two entries of, okay, one I am going to book for 3,000, one I am going to book for 1,000 rupees invoice. Two entries I book because I made two advances here. One is in F dash for 1,000 and also another is 3,000 I made. 2,000. Total 3,000 is pending now, advances. Special deal indicator. Now I'm going to book two entries. One is 1,000, another one is 3,000 rupees freshly. Already have open item of 5,000. We can ignore that old one and we can go ahead with the other one. I go to FP60 and company code is BI Fund 21. And one is 1,000 rupees. Yes, see now it's showing down payment on current assets is pending. Like when you're trying to book 3,000 rupees, it's showing now. And simulate. When you have advance, system will pop up. Okay, it has some advances. Please check out. And one more, I'm going to book 3,000 rupees. Simulate. See, total two invoices I booked now. That means for the invoices which I want, which I'm going to get, that like just assume that I have received the goods. Now I booked the 1,000 and 3,000. So I'll copy this so that for you it's going to be easy. This is one entry I made. Another one entry is the 2,000 rupees advances I made. But bill I booked 3,000. So what does it mean? What I'm trying to tell here? See, I paid 100% advance here. So the invoice is going to be 1,000 and also I paid 100%. Here, partial advance. Partial advance means not full. The bill actually 3,000, but I paid only 2,000 before. So what does it mean? Here, I want to make a payment of 1,000 rupees still pending. 1,000 rupees is still pending. Here, I don't need to make any payment. Then how can I clear these entries? Let us go further. Let me clear this first, F-53. You have to make a, for remaining payment, you should go to F-53 and you have to make a payment only 1,000 rupees. Vendor debit of 1,000 and the bank credit 1,000. You have to enter this entry, but you have to clear these advances and open items as well. We will see how we can do this. Now I'm making a payment of this. Already paid 2,000 and only remaining 1,000 rupees I want to make a payment. How I can do that? I go here first and I open up FBL1N and I select both normal and special deal indicators. So here you can see there are two advances are there. 1,000 and you can see the special deal indicator, and another two is 1,000 rupees I paid, bill I booked. Other things are old one, we can ignore that. Right now we will have this only 3,000. Now I am concentrating on this 1,000 rupees I booked and 3,000 booked invoice I booked now today, and I'm going to knock off this advance because I already paid some amount. So first I'm taking this 3,000 advance and 2,000 advance. Like still I want to make a payment of 1,000 rupees. If I want to do that, I'll go to F-53. So normal entry. So vendor payment. So how much I want to pay? I want to pay only 1,000 rupees here because the 1,000 only is a pending. 2,000 already paid. But I'm knocking off with advance. What I am going to do? So select the vendor here as usual. But normally what you used to do, we used to click on process open item after selecting vendor. But here I'm going to select this specialty. I'm also asking the system for this vendor not only standard items, open items. Standard means whichever is a normal invoices, open item. I am also asking the system, please pick up standard with standard open items, also pick up special GL indicator transactions as well. So that is A. I'm asking both. So now when I process open item, system will show you so advances as well as this is the advances you see 1000 and 2000 KZ document and as well as other invoices. Now I'm going to knock off between this. What is the knock off which you have planned? So this 3000 and 1000 and 2000. So first 2000 I keep and 1000 I'll black and 3000 invoice I have and 1000 I'll take it out. So now you see there's a 2000 is 3000 credit is there, 2000 is debit is there. But if you come here, it's zero only. Why? Because it's clearing the advance as well as the open item. It's clearing the advance as well as the open item. So I'm paying 1000 rupees from here and I already paid 2000 rupees advance. That is 39A you can see here advance and 3000 invoice is there that is clearing out. Save it out. So what's going to happen here in the ledger? So it all things will go out. You can notice this 3000 will go out, this 2000 will go out. Gone. So getting what I'm trying to tell? Everyone, any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, if you have partial advance like advance, okay, you have to pay remaining amount here by picking up the advances as well. But if you already paid 100%, so there's a debit and credit. What you are going to pay in F-53? It's not possible to pay, right? Because in F-53, you pay vendor payment. We know that. But it's not possible 100% knockoff. So if you want to knock off advances 100%, you have to go for F-4040 code, where we are going to pick up the open invoices of vendor and will knock off. That means we already have 100% advance, 100% invoice is paid. That is 1000 rupees invoice, 1000 rupees advance. So I don't want to make a payment, but both are pending here. You can see this 1000 rupees is pending and this 1000 rupees is pending. Plus and minus is there. I want to knock off. I want to take out from this open item. What should I do? Go to F-44 and enter the vendor code. So this F-44, when you have plus and minus values, you can knock off with this. So here also, it's normal items, open item. That is normal invoice open items are there. And you have to ask the system also pick up advances. A. Click on process open item. So then what system is going to do? Sorry, there is something is missing. I do it from beginning. Normal open items. And advance. See what system? System will go all the open it. It is just like F-53. It will open it and will pick up, but we don't have any pending amount. What is the problem? We have debit and credit. What should I do here? Whichever you don't want, you can deselect. I'm selecting this one. See, only this minus and plus. The advances which we paid, this one, and the invoice which we booked. So both are is going to be that we can knock off 100% here and simulate this. Now you see, so Shweta mistake is going to be debit and credit. It's going to be happen normally. The only thing is that is clearing from open items. That's it. It will not come under open items bracket because we paid already this. We don't need to pay this invoice again. We are just knocking off the entries. Save this. Now come back and check the entry here. That's gone. So this is about vendor advances. And there is an assignment to you. You have to do the customer advance by yourself. Yesterday I had given one assignment. You have to show up tomorrow. Customer advances you have to do. How you can do? Again, it's in like you create in customer advance GL. Okay. And in OBXR, like OBYR you have done, right? OBXR, customer advanced configuration you have to do. Customer advanced configuration. Okay, that's it. Just like this. You have to connect a GL account to the credit debtors GL. Okay, and you have to post entries. You have to show me just one 100% advance, another one is partial advance. Both entries you have to show me in advances. If you are not getting something, do R&D in SF in Google and come back with your answer. So this is assignment again. You have to do this assignment and day before yesterday's assignment. These two. These are pending. You have to show me tomorrow. Reversal reason, reversal of payment document. Got it? Deepa, Harshita, Nagalakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
See,
Harshita. Yeah. You have to show this assignment tomorrow. And this completes this customers and this one. And like we have almost reached this. Okay. And next is parallel ledger and other things and all we are going to discuss one by one. But I hope today's is clear. Dunning and vendor advance is clear. Any questions? Any questions?
Sir,
Yes, Nagalakshmi.
sir, what if we want to make the rent in advance?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Yes, Nagalakshmi. Nagalakshmi, rent in advance, that is down payment. Then you can maintain a separate code for that. See, these advances is current assets, what I have done. So if you're hiring a building for office, then you're making some payment advance, what we call advance, like you deposit some amount with the owner. Then it won't be like we are not going to knock it off with any stock or something. It will be there for long term. Then we can use a other special GL indicator with other GL. It's not a regular current assets. So that's the reason you see here we have A is for current assets. If you want to do that one, like for example, down payment against renting a house, then you can create new one. New like you can create like this. New R you can create rent like that. Building rent advance so that it will be in other GL. So when you're vacating that, you can take out knock off that advances. Okay, got it? You can create like this, and for this you can assign this. For this you can assign this. For this GL, for this rent you can assign that whatever the advance like vendor rent you pay the creditor's GL. That to the same you can assign this vendor like this building down payment. Got it, Nagalakshmi? Like here. This is different one. So that when you're using in F-50 so if you use this R means it will go and sit in down payment against building rent. Okay. If you use A means okay down payment against advances of the stock what we current asset stock or something what we are receiving in future. Like that it's going to be separate GL so that we can have a track or not. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. There is one more assignment to you, all of you. Okay. So there is one thing we call in vendor advance. In vendor advance, request, down payment or advance request we call. Okay. Which we do it in F-47. You have to do your R&D on this and come back with your answers, all of you. Individually, you have to come back. This is also assignment. One is customer advance you have to try. It's just like exactly what we have done for here. And you have to understand what is this F-47. Do your R&D and come back. Okay, all of you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's it for the day. And tomorrow we'll start up with this parallel ledger. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet again 1 p.m. Okay, 1 to 2. Hmm? So thank you very much. We'll meet again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Bye. I share this video soon.